Where do they keep those people? Is that weird jail in Kansas? Is that where they put them?
No, that's Leavenworth. That's military jail.
No. But there's another one now that once we kind of started shutting down Guantanamo, they put them all in like North Dakota or Kansas or somewhere.
Well, they haven't fully shut down Guantanamo.
Yeah, but they started transferring.
Well, I knew
prisoners.
they were going to do it I thought they were going to do it in Nebraska, but I think they ended up like not working the deal, like they wouldn't pass it.
Oh.
So I think what happened is they literally have just been letting them out into the wild, like you would a deer that you've killed and
like the greatest game. Like we have a terrorist reserve.
I literally think it's just like they've rescued a bird, now they've healed it. Now they go free. I really think they just go to somewhere where there's sand, and they just like drop them off.
Oh yeah,
and they go free into the desert. It could be Arizona. It could be Death Valley.
I think a terrorist reserve though could be something to look into, or like those people, Rwandan dictators, Kim Jong-un, whatever, all these world criminals. We just have a reserve somewhere. This amount of land that's set aside.
Oh, I love the idea of an island or something.
Well, yeah,
where they all live together.
Maybe an island, maybe not an island, but kind of like the greatest game where you just throw these humans like Australia. We just need to throw them into Australia, but Australia's too big.
You make a great point. Well, no, so we just need to wall in like the Outback or something. Like a segment of Australia.
We just take Australia back.
Wait, isn't New Zealand like small Australia?
Yeah, but that place is like cool.
Who cares? Let's move over.
Well, why not just say Hawaii then?
We tell all the people in New Zealand you have 3 weeks to swim over to
Puerto
Australia.
Rico. How about Puerto Rico?
Cuba.
We take over Cuba. I could do Cuba.
I could also do Cuba.
And then because Guantanamo is already there, we just open the gates.
There you go.
There's no transportation costs.
There is no transportation.
Logistics are easy.
It is there. So all we have to do is we tell Cubans you got 3 weeks.
That's the processing center. We just turn Guantanamo into the processing center. You get your tattoo. You get your.
But you can have so much fun even before that. Okay, so you're gonna. Here's what you know that we're gonna turn Cuba into Warlordville or whatever you want to call it.
Interpol land or Interpol prison land.
Yeah, Interpolandia, whatever you want to call it, Portlandia. So you're gonna turn it into that.
There is a port.
And so. We know that, so we know we got to do something with people in Cuba, though. So we also know we like entertainment. So what we do is we get we get Academy to sponsor it, and we get them to give us all their canoes, okay? And we take every canoe from every Academy store in the nation.
That seems like a bad plan.
No, well, listen. Then we put them all outside of the Cuba, like all the canoes in like a circle around Cuba, like sharks.
Yeah.
And then we say you got 3 weeks. First one, and then you have you start with like $1 billion prize. You work your way down to $10.
Well,
the first canoe in gets $1 billion.
Into
Second
where?
canoe in gets the United States.
So you're going to reward them for escaping to Florida?
Well, because we got to clear Cuba for Warlord.
Oh, you're talking. I thought you were giving the warlords and the international criminals.
I don't want to have the warlords have the canoes. I'm talking about the people currently,
citizens.
The Cuban people. You got to let these people.
Well, why?
So you make it like a tournament.
Or we could just put them like on a boat.
No, it's way more exciting.
Hey guys, we're about to release a bunch of wild people and cannibals here. You could just get on this boat and you don't have to leave.
How much more is it exciting to have the great world canoe race where one person wins $1 billion?
Why does it have to be?
That's so exciting.
Like $1.50.
We would make,
and freedom sounds like a good plan.
But we would make so much. You could make so much money. So I get it. You give away $1 billion prize.
It's only like 60 miles. It's not even that
that's my
challenging
point.
of a thing.
Hence the reason it'd be a great canoe race.
People do it on Volkswagen cars.
That's why it'd be a great canoe race, an amazing canoe race.
Yeah, I was thinking more of the greatest hunt or greatest game. Where once all the war
no, that's
criminals...
what you do. We take the canoe race. Now we have the land.
Yeah,
that's where you come in with your ideas.
Yeah. The criminals are now like big game sport. You can pay Interpol so much money to go hunt a human, and that's where the funding for the island comes from.
But you know how much and you have to pay like a lot. Like do you know how much a Kim Jong-un would be worth?
Well, I mean I don't know if you.
That's like white rhino level.
That's what I'm saying though. Yeah. So, we preserve all the rhinos by letting 1 or 2 be culled from the herd, and that's what pays for, the processing of those parks and animal preserves.
You can save so many animals with this, because every dollar that goes towards paying...
I'm not saving the animals. This is paying for the facilities, because there has to be some sort of monitoring to make sure, Kim Jong-un or the Rwandan dictator doesn't get on a canoe and paddle over to Florida. So
Well, you don't have to. I'm not so worried about that.
it pays for the land mines and it pays for the water mines.
Couldn't we
and-
just do a thing where you get like a giant, like almost like a moat, but like a giant net, and then encircle it
You know, it's
with
an
like
island, right? I mean,
no,
it's
encircle
essentially the biggest moat ever.
I'm saying encircle the island though with this netting, and then just put like all the
what's the netting?
SeaWorld sharks in there, like shamus, all the killer shamus.
I think mines are going to be like a much better option because they last a lot longer than killer dolphins.
Dude, you would not if they were like. Have you seen? All you do is show blackfish every day, and you say shamus in those waters.
Yeah, but it's one.
It's worse than Jaws, bro.
It's one mammal for an entire island. Like
That's scary as shit, though. Cause have you seen the
yeah,
blackfish?
but you can take the chance. You
You think a warlord's going to take the chance?
Yes. Well, and it's not the
Are
warlord.
you saying warlords are high risk individuals?
Yes, I mean, they have
are you
the potential and power to leave there.
Are you saying they're willing to roll the dice on life? Is what you're saying about a warlord?
What's the Mexican guy who escaped? El Chapo. El Chapo.
Was fascinating.
He did not escape prison. His people tunneled down 30 feet and a mile across, and then right into his shower cell.
Yeah.
And he didn't do any of it. He did no digging. He just sat back, chill, put on his slippers, and jumped into the shower hole. So
Yeah, that's really what happened.
Yeah.
He really jumped into the shower hole. It was a reverse It situation. The movie It, where the clown comes up, he reversed It'd his way down into the tunnels.
So the thing is, with the warlords, the El Chapos of the world, it's not that El Chapo is going to jump in the water and swim away.
You think his people will?
You have to stop the boats and the rescue operations and the helicopters and all that. And the funding for that is paid for by big game hunters.
Yeah,
one day you
you're
may
right.
have El Chapo's head mounted on your wall.
We have to have a lot of laser money. You're right. I just see so many like laser
Mines
systems.
and lasers and aircraft defense. And
You're right. We got to have a lot of laser money.
To pay for it, though, we El Chapo,
We sell off hunts.
$1 billion. $1 billion and you can hunt El Chapo.
And not only do you have to hunt him, you have to hunt him on those grounds.
Yeah.
Which is dangerous as is.
Yeah, because everybody else there also wants to kill you.
Yeah, you gotta somehow you gotta land, get out. You got I don't know what we give you, AK.
Well, it's a
AR-15.
3-day guided tour. We'll have
We have guides. We have PHs.
Well, I mean, I'm sure
live out there?
I'm sure Kim Jong Un in that situation would do something for $1.
Maybe you could have trustees.
Well,
You know, like there's people who earn their way up
the
to
people
being
who did like the old Nazis, the 70-year-old Nazis. We're like, okay, look, you're too old to do anything heinous
no
anymore.
one wants to hunt Goebbels anymore.
No, but you're so old that we'll give you a nice little setup for your cooperation in guiding these hunters to like El Chapo's
Well,
hut.
you know what? That doesn't seem fair though, because we're giving the warlords like a way to have a job. What we should do is take like the lepers, like from leper colonies. Let's move them in there.
Does leprosy still exist?
Somebody got it in Texas from an armadillo.
Well, yeah, but like, isn't there like a cure now? Like, we spray some lemon juice on it, and you're
Well,
good?
I did. You know what? You have a great point. They did come up with something where they can prevent leprosy now, right?
Just take this pill. And
So there is only like one remaining leper colony in the whole world.
it's in Hawaii, isn't it?
It's that one is done. It's like somewhere off on the coast of France or Italy or something like that. It's in one of those little bitty. It's probably in a beautiful place. It's like one of these
It
little
always is.
Mediterranean
I mean,
islands.
why not? I mean, you have a spontaneous chance of your arm falling off.
Yeah,
Why not give them like a nice island to live on?
but let's get the lepers in there, and the lepers will be the guides. I think that's a way to do it. Maybe that's not good though, because then leprosy's spreading.
No, that's
Everyone's
fine.
getting leprosy.
No, that's fine. The whole point is eradicating
But
these horrible people.
if you're paying $1 billion, you don't want to risk leprosy. So that's not a
but
good
you
idea.
already said there's a pill to prevent it.
Oh, so you give the hunter the magic pill.
Yeah, you got to get your vaccinations before you go in.
At that point, he feels like he's in some kind of weird Disney cartoon, right? He just feels like that's how a hunter should feel. He feels like Gaston from Beauty and the Beast because he's got a giant, like, muzzle loader rifle next to an ogre, and the ogre is showing him, "Yes, well."
I don't think that's probably the proper term for the lepers. I doubt they'd appreciate being called ogres.
I also request that they speak like Igor. They have to be like, "Sir, master, this way to the Kim Jong Un."
Okay, now I think we're getting a little off track here with this plan. It's a very viable track until we have hunchback lepers guiding the tours.
You don't think hunchback lepers?
That sounds unfeasible to me.